Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech, and welcome back to Epic Tech Reprise. That's the name of the series, right? Do I remember that? It's been 2 months since the last time I recorded, and, yeah. And even longer than that for you guys to wait, I think. But, anyway, welcome back. I'm excited to be back. I hope you're excited. We are... Well, I couldn't remember what was going on in the game. I mean, I kind of did. But then I logged in and I saw that we had a deliver here on the screen. Deliver items here. And I was like, oh, I must have, you know, gotten some missions to acquire things. So I looked in I hit semicolon. That brings up your active contracts. And I went through and found all the things that I have active. And I threw him onto this ship. You remember this ship, right? Yeah, it's a little scout dude. It's a nice little ship. It's ugly, but pretty useful. And we're gonna head over and, you know, deliver those things. I also grabbed all of my credits, so I can turn them in. Because I don't currently have an ATM built anywhere, so I don't think. Unless I built that and forgot, which is entirely possible. I kept thinking about recording this and then other things would happen, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, real life and stuff. Including the opportunity to play Raft with Cosmic and Kitten. If you've, you know, if you're subscribed to the channel, you would have seen that I have a couple new Raft episodes up, which is cool. That was fun. I had a ton of fun doing that. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Anyway. But here we are. What do you say we deliver some stuff? And then the other thing I remembered is that we are going to make a big old spaceship. At least that's the plan. And, ooh boy. Oh, that's right. This thing is... This is a tight landing spot, isn't it? Deliver items here. Accepted contracts. Finish. It's in my ship. Oh, look at that. What are we going to get? We're going to get, oh, it's not like a ton of money, but it's something, right? That's what matters. And we're getting reputation, which is always good. That means that, honestly doesn't mean that much. Unfortunately, the reputation system in Space Engineers is underutilized, in my opinion. I could grab more of these. Is there anything worth a lot? Ooh. 58 magnesium will get us 1.7 million. That's not too bad. I don't know when we'll actually do that, but I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Another thing that's kind of lacking is this interface. You actually have to type this in. I don't know if I've complained about this before, but it's stupid. And then, now it'll show me the actual next number on there, and I can put this in. And now I've deposited, and I have 1 million credits, everybody. 1 million. All right. Oh, and this, okay. I was wondering why it was that I was carrying around a bunch of nickel, platinum, and uranium in a locked container. Oh, but they buy uranium ingots, not... Okay, well, still. Nickel, sell all of that for 500,000. Yep, okay. I'm an idiot. It's okay. It's not the first time. All right, uranium ore. I can sell all of that for... I just bought a whole bunch of nickel ore that I can no longer... I can't. Anyway, that's okay. Uranium ore I can sell for a decent amount. And then platinum ore. Another... Look, I'm over 1 million again. That's cool. I can still sell these steel plates for a little bit. We'll keep this on board just in case we come back here and we can sell it again. And this time I'll sell it instead of buy it. Bonehead. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, let's go back and build ourselves a super mobile base thingy. Ooh, that's a good name. Super mobile base thingy. The SMBT. Are we... Let's double check our inventory. Let's make sure we've got enough of all the things. So these numbers could be higher, that's for sure, but we can live with this for a while. All right, how are we doing? Okay, the biggest, most important thing is iron, and we have enough iron. We have almost a million, well, not almost, but we're closer to 1,000,000 iron than 0. How's that for some math and logic? And yeah, anyway, we got plenty of cobalt, I'd say. We're okay on gold. Don't care about magnesium. We're okay on platinum. Too much stone. We have way too much stone. We actually need to dump some stone. So at one point in time, I was thinking of actually turning this into the front of the ship, so I didn't have to rebuild the drill system. But honestly, I kind of want to rebuild the drill system. Not only could we make it even a little bit bigger, I know that seems insane, doesn't it? But, for example, I would love to make it kind of more circular, and then we could aim toward a node and just completely remove the whole thing in one shot. We'd end up with a ton of stone, but that's okay. We'll make sure that we can also process it. And then I wouldn't mind making it like one longer as well. I know, that seems insane. This thing is ridiculous. If you just randomly fall upon this series and you haven't seen what the scissor ship is capable of, I don't think we're going to be looking at it this episode, but definitely go back and look at the SMS anything. And yeah. She's a good miner. I like her. But we're going to make her better. All right, where should we start building our massive new thing? We could take this out. This thing is a waste of space now. Let's move him somewhere else. I don't think there's even anything on board this. There's a little bit of ice in the generators. That is all there is. Okay. So I might just take this thing off and set him somewhere else, and then we can make the new ship coming out of here. Just make some conveyors, and we'll build it out here-ish, where I'm sitting. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, let me fly this guy elsewhere. Whoops. That was definitely not what I wanted to do. Oops. Was I really that close? Shoot. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Let's at least set this guy down. Oh, he's locked in. That's cool. Yeah, he's all good. There's nothing wrong with him. How did that happen? What did I don't think I was that close. What did I hit? It just kind of... I mean, obviously I hit the back somehow, because that thruster is gone. Well, that's not fun. Shoot. He didn't hit any of the cargo stuff, so that's good. I have other ways of generating power, and I've got some full batteries. I think I might just put this away now. So I've got plenty of uranium, and I've got a uranium generator. I've got plenty of ice for the... Yeah, I got plenty of ways to make power. We're just gonna take this and just put it away. That was unfortunate. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, I am really lucky. This hit absolutely, as far as I can tell, 0 critical infrastructure. I mean, obviously it, you know, busted out my ceiling and, like, made a bit of a mess, but it didn't break anything that was super important. I mean, my machines are still here. It's not, for some reason, it can't find its solar alignment stuff. I can't imagine why. But other than that, it didn't break anything horrible, which I'm very happy about. I had to be a little bit careful while I was taking it apart so it didn't damage anything else, as it was kind of continuing to fall apart. But for the most part, it wasn't too hard. I could throw up a few more ceiling plates and I'll have an oxygenated environment again. Though I'm not sure I'm going to bother. Not sure I'm going to change much at all. If those cargo containers had gone, that would have been awful. But losing an oxygenated environment right now, when I've got ridiculous amounts of ice and plenty of cockpits that I can jump into, and soon I'm going to be making a whole mothership, I think I'm okay. I think I'm not going to worry about doing too much more. So, what I want to do now is make the beginnings of this ship. So let's start with, we're just going to throw this on here, and we're just going to go up like this. So what I want to do is build it so that we have a way. What I'd like to be able to do is when we find other stores, other trading centers, like that one that's over there, I want to be able to fly up to them, maybe send out a piston, and then, you know, with a connector on the end, and dock in that way. And then I'd like to be able to kind of run along the piston, because a lot of these stations have a little spot where you can dock and then you can exit out over top of that. But I want that piston to be long enough to get past the collapsed version of the, you know, piston mining system. So, yeah. So if we do one more of these guys, I'm thinking maybe like double pistons. There we go. Piston on piston with a connector on the end of that. Thank you. Like that. And then this will be able to extend quite a ways, just in case we're quite a bit larger than that station. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. But if I'm having my mining system here, okay, how thick is this mining system? I can't remember. So I've got 1, 2, 3 layers of pistons. Yeah. So I've got 3 layers of pistons. In the next one, I want to do 4 layers of pistons. So if the heads of the mining things are here, then that would it would go just slightly further back than this. Yeah, this will work. I think this will work. I wish you guys could see what was in my brain. I wish I could see what was in my brain. That'd be cool. The actual bridge will be here. We'll play with what that looks like later, because we got a lot more to do. Okay, so we need to extend one of these 2.5. So we're going to do this. Max distance, 2.5. Okay, reverse. And then, oh my gosh. No. Yeah, you guys all saw that coming. You did. I know you did. You realized before I did that I would actually need to have... Yeah, okay. I should have realized that. How did I miss that? So, what do I do? I have to move the whole thing back. That's all I can do. I gotta start over again. Go, and then now I should be able to do this. And we're gonna set this to go maximum distance of 5. Reverse. Because I moved it back. Actually, I moved it back 2. Is it gonna go? Is it gonna be enough? Yes. Okay. And then we're gonna try and peek in there. There is a way to... Yep. Come on. Come on. Be good to me. There we go. We're just going to actually call this, what we're going to call it, Super MBT. I don't know how I got a J in there, and an R. I don't know what I was typing there. Super MBT connector. Now we're going to want to set up our bridge. Okay, so my goal is with some of these stations, a lot of these stations, there's a place to connect, and then sitting right on top of the place to connect is like a catwalk. And so what I'd like to actually do is I'd like to set up a catwalk like here. So if I were to set up this catwalk, not there, like there, would this work? This wouldn't work, would it? If I were to do that, would that come back and slide over top of this one? There's no way that would work, right? So if I do SMBT connector, I unlock that. I pop back in here, and we're going to hit reverse on this. Oh, wow, it works. That actually works. Now, how do I do that for 2 pistons? Max distance 5. Reverse. So that'll lock in place there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so several versions ago, like a couple of years ago, these weren't actually walkable. So you'd step on these and you'd fall right through. It's still that way with pistons on vehicles. Not pistons. Suspension on vehicles. Like wheeled vehicles. And if you step out onto them, you fall through. But that's no longer true with pistons. So that actually isn't necessary. It'll look cool, but it's not necessary. Okay, we might play with that later. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it the way it is. And we'll figure out whether we want to do that or not, just to look cool. All right. But if we fly up to a station, and we do this, not one, obviously not one that's on a planet like this, but out in space. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Then we'll be able to walk right into the station nice and pleasantly. Now, when this is completely not extended, it would be... the connector would be above that block. So from there is where I want my the front of the ship to be. So if we put in the bridge window slope here, like that. Yeah, hang on. Just grab some parts for that. Right? So if we do that kind of thing, and then we have maybe even a straight window and then back, because I want that to be like basically right there. So I want to be able to see nicely. Not that I'm not going to be in like third person mode practically all the time, because that's just the way I fly typically. There are times where it's really handy. That's okay. I'm okay with that, right? I could fiddle with it later. And then can I put a flat window in there? Yes, I can. It's inverted, but yeah. There we go. Unfortunately, there's really no way for me to put a light above me on that. Well, I can if I put them on the sides, right? So I could do that. Is that reasonable? Is that going to work? Why do I feel like that shouldn't work? I'm not going to complain, that's for sure. It looks pretty cool. For a cross-section, anyway. Yeah, see, there is a triangular thing that I could use for the edges. But I think, let's do this. We're going to go at least one more. There we go. Something like that. That looks good, yeah? I mean, that's a pretty nice looking open style, nice and good view thing. These are words that are coming out of my mouth. So I'm going to have kind of this almost 180 degrees in every direction. I mean, I'll have to put something solid here, probably. I mean, I don't have to. I could actually make that, but I don't really need to look right and left all that much from the inside, right? So I could make that kind of more of a solid thing. That gives me room to put some screens and whatnot on the inside. Thinking that if I take that out, this is probably going to be the... I don't know, how much room do I need back here? Because I'd like to be able to get out of the seat. I'll have a fair amount of informational things on there. But when I get to, like, looking up ore capacities and things like that, I want to be able to get out of my seat, turn around and look at displays maybe behind me and to the sides maybe. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. No, it's not. Is it? No, that's gross. That's disgusting. I am sad that I even thought that that was going to look right. Oh wait, I'm overthinking it. I'm completely overthinking this. It just needs this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then this guy. That. So this is just going to be solid for now. I mean, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to actually be replacing a lot of these parts. Simply because, you know, there's certain things you need around that can take up the space of an armor panel. So, I'm also looking at this and thinking, this is a lot of welding. What I want to do is have a welding arm. Yeah, you know what? I can attach a welding arm to the back of this. That should be able to do a lot of the work for me. So let's build that up, because there's going to be a lot of welding on this. So we're going to put an advanced rotor here, and that way I can, you know, spin it around. And then we're going to put some hinges on this. Negative is going to be toward the back of the ship. Oh, hang on. Always pay attention to when you set these things out, always pay attention to where things are. So 0, see that 0 right there, that's toward the back of the ship. And then now, yeah, 0 is toward the back of the ship. I may have gotten that right the first time, but I wanted to make sure. And then from there, we're going to have... Let's see, we should double up on that. So let's rotate. So that gives us the ability to basically I'm thinking of it as like, this is almost the arm delivery system. So this is going to be able to rotate and lay down and place basically the base of the arm in just about any, like I can get it stretched out to maybe like over here. And then from here, I can have an arm that will have an arm controlling system that will weld over here. And then I'll use this to kind of move that delivery system to here. This doesn't make much sense unless you're inside my brain, and you are not. And I apologize in advance for that, or maybe you're welcome for not having to be inside my brain, because it's a scary place sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna put piston on this. I'm gonna reverse these. This. We're gonna put the piston first, because that'll give us the most I don't know. It'll give us the mostest. That's what it'll give us. So we'll be able to basically tilt this over, bring it over, and then another piston to bring it down, put it into any position that we need to be in. Actually, let's weld this up and see how well this actually works compared with my brain. And we're going to want a controller for that. Grab a welder, so I don't have to do most of this welding on my own. So I don't like welding on my own. I like letting machines weld for me, because I'm lazy. There we go. And then we'll still have to weld those up by hand, but that's okay. So then we take a look. So from here, yeah, I know it looks like we can't really see very well, but if we come out to this, we get a pretty good view from this third person perspective. That's what I was hoping for. And then on the back of that, custom turret controller. Put that right on the back of that. So now none of this is actually going to be controlled by the turret. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use just regular old controls to put that into position. Then everything after that is going to be controlled by the turret. We're going to throw some stuff down here. So arm rotor 1, we're going to do decrease velocity and then increase velocity. That should be able to get us to rotate back and forth. Arm hinge 1, we're going to do the same thing, which is decrease, increase. I think for this moment, that's all we're going to need. So we're going to turn this way. Then we're going to turn this way. There we go. And so now this is effectively our delivery platform for a welding arm that's going to be controlled by the custom turret. So that we want to put a hinge on, or a rotor first. So that's going to rotate us left and right, which is unfortunately going to be reversed when we flip it around. And then from there, up and down will be controlled by this guy. But we are still going to want a hinge on this, maybe 2 hinges, because sometimes we're going to want to go above that point. Yeah, so 2 hinges. And they are going to both point toward 0 as well. Another piston on there. This might not work as well as I want, but we'll see. Yeah? I think. Now I just need to actually name things. So now the next thing we want to do is find the custom turret controller. Change this to ARM turret controller. The tool is going to be welder arm. This is where it always gets a little bit weird. So the azimuth controller is going to be arm rotor 2. Did I name it wrong? Oh no, rotor arm 2. Oh, I have an arm rotor 2 and a rotor arm 2. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we want we're going to have arm hinge. That's right. It won't let you do more than one. Well, that's okay. Arm hinge 4. Now we're going to add arm turret controller. Control. Hit 9. That's all completely backward. Perfect. Not to mention the fact that I can't. Okay, cool. Well, let's get out of that, and I am going to set up the welder arm to toggle on off. I should be able to actually hit that right now. We'll weld up a few things, but then we can have to be really careful with this, but we should be able to kind of do this. Yeah. And then if I take over again, oh, it always throws my viewpoint all over the place. It's kind of obnoxious. But, okay, I got to reverse that. Arm turret controller. I want to set the multiplier to -8 and -8. There we go. That's a little more like I'm looking for. Turn that guy on. That's kind of working. It's a little silly, but I'll tell you what, get it into place, and it's going to make life a whole lot easier. I might just actually have to have multiple controllers, because you can set up multiple custom turret controllers and then just kind of switch between them. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. That welded up a few things. Yeah, definitely going to need to fiddle around with the controls on that one. But I think we're running out of time for this episode. We're just barely got to start. I feel like, honestly, I feel like this arm is a really good investment. I just need to spend some quality time with the actual, you know, controls of it. This sounds familiar. It's like the, what was it, third episode in, when I was trying to figure out a good way to make a ARM-based drilling system for mining. I eventually got it. I eventually got a pretty good system. But, yeah, just, you gotta fiddle with the controls a little bit. That's all. I think I've got this. So, I'm gonna turn on the welder. Oh, it's already on. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, this is my... I hit number 1 here. This is my, like, lower part. So I can do this. Oh, welder's off. Let's turn that on. So I can go kind of... I can get a lot of, like, big bulk movements out of this. And I've also got the... Oh, I thought I had... Right. Oh, I am missing one hinge. I just realized that I got to set up, but that's okay. If I hit 8 and 9, yep. So that kind of just moves this in a little bit. Lets me get in a little bit closer on certain things, just off of the kind of the base stuff, the bottom. There we go. But if I hit F, go to toolbar 2, now I'm controlling the upper part of the arm. I think I need to actually switch which hinges. I don't know. We'll see. So I can kind of get this into... Come on. Come on. This is... The only problem is this flips backward whenever I'm on one side or the other of the ship. And there's not a quick way to flip those. I might set up a program that does it. And I haven't set up this second hotbar yet with, like, controls of the that last piston. So maybe I should do that. And I also want to be able to control, now that I think about it, that hinge 3. So I should be able to do that. And then I can use the pistons to get in a little closer. Sometimes. There we go. And then if I want to, I can come back to hotbar 1 here, and I can control pistons 5 and 6 to get that moving out a little further. Or piston, sorry, that's piston 2 on hotbar button 5 and 6, because I know what I'm talking about. And then come over here and choose this one, and it's a little bit fidgety, but it's not nearly as bad as it was a minute ago. I want to see what it would take. I want to get in there and weld up the control seat. Is it that accurate yet? Do I have that kind of control over this? I think I might actually have this. So now I'm going to disconnect. I hate that it keeps resetting my view. I really hate that. But now I should be able to go down like that. And then use that to get in a little bit closer. Look at that. So for some of those bigger items, this is going to be an absolute must-have. Think now. Think now we're going to be done with the episode. There's a lot more to do on this ship, obviously. And I just realized, if I disconnect this, and I extend the pistons, I could kind of get that further away from the base, give me a little bit more room to work. I'll deal with that at another time. As in, like, next episode. Which, might be less than 2 months away. But if it is 2 months away, you've got some other stuff to watch. Be aware that there's lots of things on my channel. I've got like 700 and something videos, I think. And there's lots of nice long playlists for various different things. If you're enjoying this series, you might enjoy the original series, though it does look kind of old now because Space Engineers has come so far. It's still some entertaining stuff. And it's real rough at the beginning because it was the first major series I ever did. But there's also things like Raft and Empyrean, Interstellar Rift, if you like more of that kind of thing. I played Subnautica. That was a fun one. I enjoyed that. So, you know, check out my other series. And if you've seen every single thing on there, then thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to this build. This is going to be a lot of fun. I know we didn't get very far on the shape of the ship today, but trust me, that arm is going to be pretty handy. Why am I still recording? I don't know. I'll see you next time on Epic Tech. I'm super excited about this build. This is going to be a lot of fun.